Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Flagler Weather Update. Today is the uh, 17th of January, 2026, and this is our look at the weather for the week ahead. And we'll also be taking a look at the long range forecast to see how things are going to shape up. So, we do have a cold front. We already had cold front number one that went through a couple days ago, gave us that nice cold snap. Things warmed up quite rapidly today as the air comes out of the southwest ahead of yet another front. And that's all this cloud that you see coming in here. Now, this front's bringing something a little unusual with it, not for us, but a potential for wintry precipitation in central and southwest Georgia, but not as extensive as the system that affected the area last year. As a matter of fact, some of the signals are showing that wintry precipitation chances may be decreasing. So if anyone wants to try to go see snow, it's about a 5-hour drive, but the chances of actually getting snow there is still very much up in the air. It might not happen at all. There are winter storm warnings for areas from Macon to about Cordele, Georgia. So they are, possibly could get 1 to 3 inches of snow there, but on the other side of the coin, you might not get any snow at all. It is a very complicated situation. There's so many things that have to happen just right. And matter of fact, some of the latest model runs are signaling that might be, something that's evaporating. So, but again, it's not done yet. There is a chance that there could be some measurable snowfall in the southwest part of Georgia. If it does happen, it won't last long, with high temperatures expected to be in the 40s up there once that front clears out. Anyhow, for us, though, we are going to see some changes. We have thickening cloud as this front begins to move on us. So let's talk about some of our local possibilities first. Okay, quick look at the radar. You can see some showers already starting to develop off to our north and west here. But let's go ahead and take a look at what is being expected here. There's a lot of things here. So there are winter weather advisories well off to our northwest, and Sunday morning for Coffee, Jeff Davis, Atkinson, Appling, and Bacon counties. That is way off to the northwest. That is like 4 or 5 hour drive away from here. So there is a possibility of some cumulative snowfall up there. So let's talk about that. The winter weather advisory. There's any chance of seeing any snow? It's going to be in this purple area here. If there is any, it will not last long. And now I like to drive and go chase snowstorms if they're close by. I am not sure if this is worth driving up for, to be honest. Areas north of this map, there are some areas that have a winter storm warning for the possibility of 1 to 3 inches of snow. But again, that is really, really a maybe. There's a chance of it. There's a chance it could happen. There's a chance that it may not. It is not a sure thing. With the storm that we had last winter, where it snowed from the Panhandle up through like Jessup, Georgia, that was a sure thing. There was high confidence in that. But this is a completely different animal. So again, just for folks, if you're traveling this way, also just be aware of that. Now, we are not done with the freezes, though, because we have a freeze watch that's in place for the entire area for tomorrow night into Monday morning. So we're looking again low to mid 20s inland. We'll take a closer look at our temperatures here in just a minute, and 30s at the beaches. So this is looking at Palm Coast. Sunday 38, Monday morning 34, but we'll take a closer look at those temperatures. And so again, always preparedness for the freeze. Especially if you're in a rural area, if you have exposed pipes, you want to make sure those pipes are protected. Let a little bit of water dribble, but don't run sprinklers unless you want a winter wonderland in your yard. Bring in any animals and sensitive plants. So let's go ahead and get into the details here. So kind of a complicated setup here, which is why the forecast is so challenging. So we have a weak low pressure system on this front that's to our north. We have another one out in the Gulf, and yet another one out in the Gulf. So when we get to tomorrow, let me get back to today. And here comes front number 2 coming in. So when we get to tomorrow, those fronts combine and push all through and stalls off to the south of us here. Low pressure chases off to the north. And you're going to see that mixed precipitation chance from the mid-Florida panhandle all the way up through the Carolinas. But again, this is very, very iffy. This could all be rain. There could be some snow mixed in, or it could even turn into snow for an hour or two before it all pulls away. most likely chances of snow are going to be in usual places well off to our north. And then once we get into the middle part of the week, beginning of the week here, quite cold, a reinforcing cold front will come in to kind of keep things chilly here in Flagler County. And then pattern looks to possibly get a little active towards the end of the week. So we'll get into that here right now. Let's talk about rain chances. So for tonight, there is about a 20% chance of rain overnight, starting anytime after midnight. Very minimal chance of that. Tomorrow, pretty good chances, about an 80% chance of rain countywide. Now, these rain chances drop off dramatically as you go south. So if you have any plans to like go hit the attractions in Orlando or anything like that, the rain chance down there is like 30 to 40%, and it'll be very minimal. We're expecting a lot more rain up our way than we are even just an hour or two south of here. So if you're going down to Orlando, if you're going down to Kennedy Space Center, if you're going down anywhere south of us, those rain chances will be significantly less than they are here. So tomorrow night, those rain chances evaporate as that colder air comes in. And then going through the rest of the week, we stay pretty dry. Next chance of rain opens up right around Wednesday, maybe a 15% chance of the odd shower. And as we get into Thursday, maybe about a 20% chance of the odd shower, and then we see rain chances lasting into Thursday night. These are very minimal right now, but these may get adjusted as the forecast gets fine-tuned. Let's talk about rainfall amounts. How much are we going to look at? Really half inch at most, so not really that much. So let's talk about how cold is it going to get. So these are high temperatures today, so this was definitely the better of the 2 days on the weekend. Tonight, down right in near 50 degrees, upper 40s many locations, 50s at the beaches. And then tomorrow, high temperatures will struggle to get to 60. But once that cold front gets through, the warmest temperatures tomorrow will be in the morning. But once that cold front gets through here, that temperature is going to fall like a rock. And so when the rain is wrapping up, you're going to notice that temperature starts to fall quite significantly. And again, temperatures are going to struggle to get to 60 tomorrow. And then tomorrow, let's get in the right day here. Then by tomorrow night, Monday morning, we're looking at potentially another freeze. Low temperatures bottoming out right around 32 degrees Palm Coast, 31 around Bunnell, US 1, out by Mondex near 30, maybe some upper 20s in a few places out there. The beaches probably won't freeze, but it'll get quite chilly out there. Now, with that gusty northwest wind behind that front, these temperatures on the beaches may actually get colder than what you're seeing there. So, and that's Monday morning. Monday, we're going to struggle to get to 55 to 60 degrees. Plentiful sunshine, but it's going to be brisk out there, folks. And then as we get into Tuesday morning, down into 30s once again, but now we're talking mid-30s, upper 30s, near 45 at the beaches. So things start warming back up as we go through the rest of the week. 40s at night, near 70 by day, and as we go through the rest of the week, we see temperatures kind of hovering right around seasonable normals now. Temperatures getting up by the end of the week, peaking near 70 and lows in the 50s. How about wind chills right now? Because wind chill does matter. And so if it's breezy tomorrow night, we're looking at wind chills in the mid-20s. That's Sunday night, Monday morning. So if you're going to be up early Monday morning, just be aware of that. And then in the 30s Tuesday morning, but then as we go into the rest of the week, that wind chill risk begins to decrease. So that's the way things are looking like with the with that. And there will be some gusty wind, so let's take a look at that as well. What kind of wind gusts we're talking about? Tomorrow we should see gusts up into the 20s, and then maybe a little bit less on Monday, and those winds come down quite a bit the rest of the week. So it looks like the bulk of the weather is going to be at the beginning of the week here, but there could be some active weather later on as we go through. So how about going further into the future? Well, it is going to warm up. Taking a look at the longer range forecast, this takes us from January 23 to January 27th. We're looking at temperatures to be averaging above normal. Precipitation, though, looks also to be averaging above normal. And looking at some of the long-range models, there are hints of a storm system moving through the southeast towards the end of January. So we'll be keeping an eye on that because sometimes this time of year is when we have that severe weather threat. So we have to keep a lookout for that. But right now, no signals of that at this point in time. However, going further into the future, going to the very end of the month, 25th to the 31st of January, we're looking at temperatures to be near or below normal. Pretty good chances of below normal temperatures for our area as we wrap up January. And there's some strong signals of some very cold air coming in that period of time. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Remember, forecasts that far out can change quite a bit. And looking at our precipitation chances, if I can get it to load up, look for above normal precipitation too as we wrap up the month of January. So that's going to wrap things up right now. Again, taking a look at our satellite. Things are going to turn unsettled tomorrow and then dry out and chill out as we go into the first part of the week and get breezy at times. But then we'll see those temperatures slowly moderate as we go through the week ahead, and maybe some rain chances return towards the end of the week. That's going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. If you've just come in now, you can rewind it to see the entire program, and we'll be posting our YouTube link as well. Everybody out there, have a great rest of the weekend. Please remember Dr. King on Martin Luther King Day, and have a great week. We will likely be back. If there is significant weather changes in the middle of the week, we'll be back Wednesday or so. If not, we'll be back next weekend. Take care.